Bezel, quiet. Nadine, stop tapping. Loose. Good. Right across is good. Well, what are you doing? Checking. Yeah, move up here. Good. Quiet over there. One more time, you're back to yellow belts. Loose. Now let's go. Take it away. Feet come together, same time as the hands. Husband. Was big round of applause. Who thinks Jesse won that match? Jesse fans. Who thinks Zahid won that match? Zahid, pretty 50-50. I think I would give it to Zahid because the last move, Jesse looked down at his feet to see if he was on the mark. And that means your head kind of looked down at the very last minute and you lost posture. Liz? So those are kind of things that you gotta not do, because if it's a tie, the judges are looking for any one thing that they could give the other person in the match for. So make sure you don't give them that final thing at the end. Liz? That was both really good katas. I think Zahid was a bit more powerful on his techniques. So when he was doing the elbow, it was like, and yours was more, a little bit more gentle. And this one here, make sure it's underneath. When you do this move, you gotta have it doing this over the top, Jesse. It should be underneath. Then you're here, underneath, over here, here, underneath. Yeah. Let's. Good. We don't got time for brown belts today. Should go. Everybody. We're over. We ran bust out of time. Brown belts, everyone got them. Have a look at it. Kitsuki. Focus. Kumite, you guys got to practice on your own for Kumite for your gradings. I see the katas are looking good. The Kihon is looking good. If the Kumite looks weak, that'll be the last thing on your grading and you will fail. Puss, you got to know your 3-step Kumite, your 1-step without any mistakes. Sharon, keep it quiet. Stop fidgeting, guys. Oh yeah, hands down. Good. Willpower. You got to have it. Can't be, I like them like this. It's the hardest thing for me to do too. I gotta be like, oh God, stay still. Start itching or something. But you got to work on staying still and practice this. Because then you'll be able to focus a lot more. Nice.
Caesar. So. Show me, right?
keep. Good job, second class. Dismissed. Third class around. Good job today. Good job today. Good job, Jesse. I don't see any sweat though. All the three, no wheels. Good job today, Hero. How's it look good? Next up here. Reverse, sideways, shuffle. Reverse, sideways. Remember the sideways motion, we can use it in our kumite. Reverse, backwards, inviting stance, please. Staying stance. Today we're going to do some work on sweeps. The perfect time to sweep somebody is when their feet cross. At that very moment. Double foot sweep. Good, back in front. Your way. Nice, your way. Toes on the ground. Stomach muscles a little bit tight. Good. But yo, I should be able to come up and punch you, and it shouldn't hurt or you shouldn't feel it. Puss. Stomach muscles have to be pressed out. Good, push them out. Push it out of my hand from your stomach. Good. That is how you gotta meet the punch. Puss. So it's not like in hockey, if I was receiving a puck, I would go like this. But if you're blocking with your stomach, you have to push out your stomach muscles at the very time that the punch comes in. Puss. So in your way, you should have your lats kind of pulled down, shoulders a little bit tight here. I feel my chest, pecs getting a little bit tight, abs a little bit tight, backside muscles need to be a little bit tight. They're the biggest muscles we have. If they're just hanging there and we're not using them, we can't use that muscle to use power. That makes our legs useless and disconnected in the middle. Puss. We don't want to be 100% tight. It's got to be 20% tight. So that's what you got to be able to work on. Stomach muscles, 20%. Glutes, 20. Hamstrings, everything just like 20% engaged. Puss. 8%. Sensei Nishiyama would say your fist should be as tight as if you're holding a pencil. That kind of a tension. That's like the 20% tension that you should have. If we are too tight, we start restricting our power and internalizing. It might feel really strong on the inside, but that's where all the energy and power will stay. It won't transfer into the opponent. Puss. Head rolls. Keep your toes into the ground. Trying to keep 20% engaged. Reverse. Down. Back. Down. Back. Shoulders. Remember, our head is a very valuable weapon for headbutts to the front and headbutts to the back. Headbutts are not legal in kumite, of course. They're very valuable in real life situations. Reverse. Right arm. Reverse. Left hand. Reverse. Front. Back. Oops. Reverse. Front kicks. Side kicks. Side kicks. Good. Tough stance. The way over toe. Good. Way out. Back straight. Tailbone in. Straight back, Jared. Clean that up. Back straight, please. Switch legs. Knee out. Good, down the left, please. Right. Good, all the way down. Out. Light stretch. Just try to get your elbows down to the ground. Good. Don't push it too far in warm-ups. This is where you can pull a muscle. Relax for a second. Some people, when they're doing this one, they're so tight around the hips that they bend from the chest. Puss. We want to kind of make this whole spine just kind of tip over and make sure you're bending from the belt area. Keep the back straight and down with the whole spine. Work on this at home. It'll take a little while, just probably 30 seconds as far as you can go this way. Rest, and then do 30 seconds more. As soon as the feet or legs start getting a little bit unpained, then you gotta pick them up, move them back a little bit, inches. When we're sitting, I don't want you to be sitting like this. I want you to be sitting up like this, so your spine is coming straight up out of the ground. Turn over the hips, Jaron. That's what you gotta work on. If not, you're gonna become real stiff, and you won't be able to do high kicks when you're older. Good, so really work on bending from the hips. Your hip flexors in there. You'll find an area with your thumbs that you can massage and loosen up your hip flexors. And underneath your legs, you probably have hamstrings that are tight, so you probably have to work those out. Leg swings, sideways and frontwards will really help with this. And like I said, work on bending from the waist, not bending from the back. Good, legs together. These stretches are no good unless you do them for 60 seconds before going on to the next one. Grab the feet, you want your head, you're gonna touch your knees. Again, bending at the belt, not bending in the middle of the back. Good, so good, some areas for improvement on these ones. And partners, when you do this, you can have someone pressed on your back a little bit to give you some extra resistance and put you down into a position you haven't been before. Once you're pushed down there and you've done it, then you will be able to do it on your own. If you're doing it with partners, don't push really hard because you can hurt somebody. All the way back. Crunches, double punches, everybody counting. Ready? Each. Ni. So. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Ku. Ju. Each. Ni. So. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Ku. Ju. Good. On your elbows. Like this. Knees up. So this is our position, safety position on the ground. If your head's all the way down like this, it's really difficult to get your depth perception. It feels really weird getting kicks. But here it almost gives you like the impression like you're standing up so you can get better kicks. When somebody's attacking, you always want to keep them in between your knees. So just work on shifting from side to side and keeping this position. Back and forward probably 10 times. That's me. Good. Kicks, ready? He. Boom. Think about the situation. Where's the person going to be? Right there. Are they on top of you? Or are they going to be out here? Ready? Thump. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Ku. Ju. Good roundhouse kicks. Sich. He. Thump. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Ku. Ju. Good. Crunches again. Ready? Ich. He. Song. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Ku. Ju. And up. Good. One line in the back. Good. Every second person step forward 2 steps. Don't face each other yet. Keep this way. Good. Joy. Break down left leg again. Good. Stepping in, front kick. Ready? Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Muerte. Each. Knee. Song. Chi. Go. Muerte. Nice. A little bit higher. Let's go do it on this time. Ready? Each. Knee. Song. Nice. Chi. Go. Muerte. Nice. Make sure we're not falling on the kicks. Today we're going to be working a lot on sweeps, and it's really easy to sweep somebody on a kick when they fall and put all their weight down onto that foot. So after we do our kick, make sure we have control and we don't just fall down in a desperation save move. Let's play. Because if people see you do that kick, that leg is going to be swept so quick immediately after your kick. Ready? Each. Nice. Knee. So. Chi. Go. There. More kick now. Good. Knee down kicks. Low ones this time. Think about kicking somebody in the leg. We're not always training for kumite matches. And if I was fighting somebody out on the streets even, because I've done so many kumite matches, I would probably try to kick him in scoring position, point. Plus, and that would be no good. If I'm fighting Justin, his legs are wide open to destroy, and once you take some of these legs out, they're not going to be able to fight you very well. Plus, so low front kicks are very difficult to block because nobody can reach down that far. A lot of these moves you have to do like in Wakata, Teki, Shodan, or Nidan, or Sana, any of them, but it's really difficult, so we don't practice them enough. If I was going to kick Justin in the leg with a front kick, I would do it to his probably shin, probably his groin, or maybe his back leg would be a good spot. So let's practice our Gidan kicks. Low front kicks. Ready? Each. Ni. Song. Chi. Go. One take turn. Today we're going to be doing sweeps. Sweeps are allowed in Kumite, but you're only allowed to do a sweep around the ankle. Any higher than this would be a penalty. But in reality, in the real world, you would sweep at the knee level, do some damage there. So let's try some roundhouse kicks. Knee down level. Ready? Hitch! He! Song! Chi! Go! Watch it. Good, they gotta be faster and more deceptive. I'm seeing yours, guy, and it's kind of like, it needs to be coming. First, think about somebody's really there, you're fighting them, and their leg is just like hanging out there, wide open. You only got a second to do it. First, ready. Hit. Knee. Thump. Chi. Go. Watch this. Good. There's a big advantage to being able to do that with some distance. Plus, if you can only do it here, that means you got to be this close to fight the person. I want to be able to sweep from way back. So make sure you're getting some distance and really putting the weight on that pivot leg. Ready? Hit! Ha! Knee! Thump! Chi! Watch it, nice. Even lower this time. This time should be low, almost to the ground. When we do sweep, it's actually this is our move. Everybody practice this one, just right foot ahead. Like there's a piece of dirt on the floor, and we're sweeping. This leg. The moment my foot comes up, that means I'm sweeping too high. If I keep it on the ground, I know I'm going to get ankle height. What I want to hit with is the pad. Everybody watching? When I hit Justin, I don't want to hit with the side of my foot. I want to hit with the pad, like I'm slapping with this part. Right on his ankle bone. Especially if he's a bouncer like this. Then the side ankle becomes a real good target. And he's only on the ground for 1 millisecond. He's off the ground for like 3 or 4 milliseconds. Whoops. So sideways like this will work on someone who's bouncing. But it won't usually work. Or do a front kick with the front foot. On the way down here, might catch him with a sideways. If you got a good strong front leg on the ground, you got to get around to the back and pop out the foot. You want to hit the Achilles tendon and make the foot go towards where the toes are. That way you can kind of guide him down to the ground with that. So when I'm coming in around here, maybe I want to pop and then into my foot sweep. Push. And what kata does that look like? Again, Teki Shodan. So Teki is just the inside foot sweep. Push. So turn around, face your partner. Get partner, turn around, face your partner. Good. Move a little bit. Turn around here, you can go. Good. Good ski. Both sides break down left leg. Hey! Good, come on, position, fighting position. So window side, I just want doing sweeps right now. Wall side is just a uki. I want you guys to kind of go like this. Blindly. This side is just going to be able to do sweeps at their will. So Akiko is just going to sweep. Just touching. I don't want to try to take down. I just want to get used to that feeling of catching. Oops. Every now and then you'll catch him and he'll be going up and you might just fall to the ground. Oops. Just touch. Don't hurt. Ready? Hajime. Touch the ankle with the pad of your foot. Try not to make your body come closer. Just reach in with the foot. Otherwise you'll get jabbed, hit on the way in. Just in the pocket. Head back down, down your nose. We're kind of close. Okay, get back. Everything's great. Wow! I see your foot. I don't want to see your body. That's good. Try not to get tall on this foot. Let's see the flow. Good. Stay low. I gotta tell. Yeah. You go in there. That's on the wall. You got a front leg loaded. Nice. Sometimes just do a front kick to the person. Then switch it up into a sweep afterwards. Play around a little bit more. Other side. Go like you're pulling. Ready? Hands up, body. To make a sweep work, you really got to make him think he's going to get punched in the face. Then he will think, we'll forget about the sweep. I gotta go in this leg and back. Get on that one leg. Oh, better. Good deal. Yeah. Oh, happy. Nice front leg for you. Good. Okay, this time I want roundhouse kick, down, sweep. Puss. So this roundhouse kick gives me what I want, the ability to get in behind his foot. Because if I'm in behind his foot, I can then easily do my techie move, take down the knee. I can just collapse his stance here if I wanted to. Puss. But here, the roundhouse is not there. I don't care. Bang! Boom! And I'm down. Hold the hand. Here. Remember with the foot, if this person puts it down really hard into the ground, I probably won't be able to sweep them. Puss. That's when I would go for something else or change it up. It's not going to work every time, especially when you're doing a drill with somebody who knows it's coming. But this is for your own practice. People out here, be good partners. Let them take you down. Don't stick your foot in the ground too much. The injuries that happen are your toes roll over like this and dig into the mat. So be careful.
Sensei, can you show that knee takedown one more time?
Knee one, roundhouse in here, just dropping down onto there. So it's using your stance to disrupt the person with. That's close quarters. This is a lot of the reason we'll do our front stance. Puss! Try your partner. Ready? Azumi. Roundhouse kick. Drop down into a takedown. First time. Get behind. Grab the hand. Right, squeeze up. It's a little slow on my part. That work? Good. I'll do that here. Boom! I'll do one more on this side and then go. Don't hit too hard, just pull. Everyone's going to have bruises on their calves and feet. Oh, that's right. I'll do one more. Without grabbing. I like to use the hands here, especially if it'll disrupt. I can use this one for leverage up here. I push down on the shoulder here as I'm pulling the foot here, and he'll go. Oops! You're not always going to be able to do it cleanly with just the sweep. Oops! Hajime, other side. Make sure everybody's getting a chance. Come on, get it in there. Give him a good clap on the back of the shin. Back of the platform. There you go.
Yeah, push. Yeah, push. There you go.
So
just like a little bit of push out.
doing WKF. If I do it for more than 3
So grappling's allowed. Get to the point. If you can get in there, you can grab someone, take them down. Go for it. Hajime. Any takedown. Don't do it.
You gotta really kind of pull my leg up.
Do it. Okay, this time let's see roundhouse kick. So one side is attacking with roundhouse kick. Jared kicks. This time I want, go ahead, roundhouse kick head. I want this caught here. So to get Jared, if I had my hand up here, Jared wouldn't do the roundhouse kick to me. Puss. So here I give him my open window. Here is a roundhouse kick, it's an inside hook kick, anything, I'm waiting for it. But here is what I need to get. This move here is much like your move in Basadai or in Teki or here, but it's just a matter of going underneath and scooping the leg. I'm going here. I don't care what kick it is, front kick, roundhouse kick. Inside hook kick comes in this way. Inside hook, I need to come this way. Puss. Roundhouse, I catch with this one. Inside hook, I catch with this one. So in this drill, this side is in the roundhouse kick. Here I can do lots of fun things. One side got that person in that position. That's why in Kumite matches, in ones that Kai and those guys are going to, that move is really big scoring move. But it's really dangerous to do. If somebody did that to me in real life, and got me, I would still be not knocked out, and they would be in a very precarious position. Yes. But you gotta be prepared for it, otherwise you'll just get knocked out. So what you want to do in this drill is have a low guard, and for starters, just roundhouse kick. Once we get going, we'll do the inside hook kick as well, and a few of those. Questions?
How do you stop from actually receiving the full kick? You kind of stepping at that shot.
Puss, do a roundhouse kick to me. I want to attack it, and I don't want to attack it here. I want to attack here. Puss. So it's a timing thing, and you've got to be kind of looking for it. You're not going to get it all the time, but if they have a good snap on their roundhouse, you probably won't get it. But if a guy's coming in, he's got one of these big loopy roundhouse kicks, then that's when I would drop down the hand and suck it in. Puss.
I was going to say, like, avoiding that knee. Like, if you catch, how do you avoid
Push. And to avoid the knee, you've got to attack the technique with distance. I'm not just going to go like this. It's got to be a timing thing where I catch the person with my body first. Even if he got the kick off, I would still kind of almost tackle him at that point and grab. So try your partners. Don't kick too hard. Let the person catch you. Yeah, let them catch you 15,000 times. Reward the world.
Oh no, I do it kind of.
You gonna go back? Yeah. Okay. Front kick. Come back here.
We were watching the episode of Battle.
So
So with the inside hook kick, Justin wants to catch with the other arm. Good to me. Inside hook, and I'm off to the back. Go. Let's try the catches first. Once we get catches, figure out what we need to do for the sweeps. Ready? Inside hook kicks. All right. There you go. Instead of with the front out, you want to pick this one. Reset. You gotta get those hands up. This one, you just want to catch underneath. Again, I'm using a low guard, and I'm catching. I'm just putting my hand down underneath the leg. If I can get here, great.
As a takedown, when we catch a front foot kick, could you pretty much just hold our leg?
When I'm here, sometimes, I mean, especially in Kumite, you're not allowed to drill the person. So he's going to stop right here anyway. So even here is good to catch. Here you can push, you can pull, or you can change legs and kind of change hands and take down, right? So try it, just try with a front kick. It's usually when someone has a lazy front kick or a thrust front kick that you can catch underneath. Watch the fingers. Yeah. Give him an opening. Let him see. This is a hole here. Close it. So if he puts it up in the air, his only option is to do a backspin kick when he goes up in the air. I don't think he's really going to try it. Now, what should he do? If you get kicked, if you get caught, what should you do as a person?
Fall down to the
If you pull your knee back in to yourself, you'll get your balance back in the kick. Pull the knee back in, you'll get your balance kind of back. Usually people aren't holding, but that's why the retraction on the kick is so important. Let's Because one, they won't be able to get that kick on you. Because even if you hit somebody, their reaction is going to be to cup that kick. Puss? Hey. So just figure out what you got to do to your opponent to get him to fall down. Push it up, pull it, twist it around. Any kick, any takedown. Too slow. Remember, you got to catch your body and break your hands.
And just up, there you go.
Any kick, front kick, roundhouse, shoot.
Someone involved in it. Move again. You're going to check. You can always rotate your foot.
Watch your practice.
Alright, I'll check.
Other side, do the kicks. Nowhere to go, you know. Good. One more with the front kicks. Watching. Sean does a front kick, and we twist. So you just want to turn them this time. That time, Sean will get a nice back kick in on you. Turn, and then we have him in a good position. Sometimes, like I said, turn them back the other way, turn them this way. Up is good. And step-ins. The last one is back kick. So on a back kick, same thing. I don't want to try to catch it here. I want to attack the back kick from almost body to body position. Sean tries the back kick. I shift in and catch underneath. Then I got lots of things that I can do from that point. Slow motion. Here. If I try to go into it here, I'll get hit. So my footwork is like into where his kick is not going to be. Thus, just on defense alone, Sean tries to back kick. I'm in a good position here. If he did the back kick with the other foot, he'd probably get me because I'm shifting into that spot. But this is a good safe area. When I'm going in here, I'll take the hands out of the way because if I go in here and he hits me with a punch, I'm in trouble. So I'll be kind of doing this when he does the back kick. Then to where the thing. Puss. Try with your opponent. Watch again when we're catching. Underneath the knee with the forearm. Palm up. Puss. Try a little bit with some back kicks. Good. See your best back kicks.
Back kick like that.
Closer. Now back kick, you get the shoe.
What do I do here?
Good shoe up later.
Put your hand on this side.
Kata 3 times. Your own kata 3 times. Ketsuki. Now it's kata. Yoi. Husband. Jungle cat hunting his prey. All packed along. What? Hey! Keep that in this one. Hold it right here. Stay there. Hold on. You gotta keep your energy. Dead spots. Dead spots. Breathe the whole time, and you gotta pretend there's a nice very bone here. It's like, you gotta look like that. The person is watching you. Kinski! Hush! Yan, you done? And we'll go through a few katas and pick out a few moves that I don't like. Hey. Yoi, first move. Back again. Good. With this stance, I'm seeing too much of a flail out on this back leg. The back leg should be pretty much where it is already. All it does is bend a little bit. At the same time it bends, this foot shoots out. Plus, then we won't have two flailed out and collapsed back leg. Ready, one more time. Hitch. Knees up. Good. Get that back stance. Here, you're holding there. Even when you pop that fist, make sure you don't lose your back stance.
This one feel like it should be pitching.
Hitch. Knees up. Good. Hitch. Go to ready position, please. Go to here. Main position, sorry. Fist pressing down into the hand. That gives you like a spring-loaded feeling here. Snap goes out, fist comes back to. Into the shuto. Plus, ready, hitch. Good, make the shutos the most exciting part of the kata somehow. Hitch. Knee. So. Good. Make sure this is a square in here. Good. Good. Everybody look down. They should see kind of square with their arms. Good. Hitch. Knee. Put these two judo blocks together. Put these next ones together. Hitch. Knee. Pause. Next guy's coming. Pitch. Miso. Pitch. Miso. Chi. Good. Front stance or back stance?
Headline front.
Good. Make sure it's a good long front stance. Good. Pitch. Knee. Pitch. Knee. Good. Ski. Good. So, big thing, the first move. If the sensei is watching your kata and you do that first move and you blow the stance, it's going to be an uphill battle for you to get back into their good books. Puss. So make sure that first move is perfect. Your back stance is perfect, and make sure your last moves are perfect. This kata has the ability to show your breathing together instead of choppiness. So your two shutos, keep your breathing together, ha ha, ha ha, and your downward block, upper rising block, breathing together. Puss. Hey, let's keep. Puss. Taking Shodan. Sorry, let's do Yannan first. Hey. Yannan. Your way. Hitch. Follow along the best you can. Knee. Good with this. You should feel connected from the floor right into your technique. Puss. So your stomach muscles need to be engaged, and you should be pressing up from your toes. Like somebody's got their hands on you, and you're strong arming them up to this point. Knee. Tone. Back stance, front stance. Back stance. Back stance. Hitch. Back stance, front stance. Make sure you're driving your hips. I see some people with their butts back like this. Drive into it. Hitch. There you go. Good. There should be a square with your shoulders again. And then your elbows. Hitch. Go to this one. Good. Get closer to the legs back there. This kind of feel. Pinch muscles in here. The knee. Good. Zoshi. Go. Back to that last move. This one. You've got the right foot loaded. So when we turn, we can easily smooth out with that foot into the back stance. Puss. So after you've got this one loaded, keep all your weight on this foot while you're turning. And then stay in your back stance. Okay, up to here, in the hammer fist. Hitch. Both hands should be parallel to each other. You kind of hold the person like this. Kick punch. Good. From here, pull back, and then out into the back stance again. Nice. You're trying to just get some space here with your arms. So you can do your kick, punch, punch. Good. Good. Think somebody's going like this. So now you're going with a reinforced block. Ready? In a back stance. Good. Back stance protects your head a little bit, but allows you to deliver that kind of power with your technique. Good. So the first one was like a wham. He does it again. Wham. So we step in. Knee. So. All back stance. Good. Now we're fed up with taking these punches. So we grab him by the head and knee him in the head. Ready? Beat. Good. And with this one, you want the kind of feeling of smash with kind of feeling with the shuto. I think there's one more shuto to stand over his limp body that's lying on the ground. Knee! Yo. Very good job. Next week we'll get to the more advanced ones. That one is a really nice kata. It looks good for the green belts. But we got to make our kata more like our kumite. Down a little bit, Casey. There you go. Oliver, we did his kata earlier today. He did a competition, and it looked really unrealistic. He was moving kind of slow. It needs to be like you would do it in real life and make it work. You got to show some drama in the kata, really deep stances, and show some perfection as well. So it's where we bring the art, but you got to bring the animal in there too. The best katas look like somebody is doing kumite out there, but they still look perfect. Good.
Sensei, Shimoji, hey! Sensei, hey! Somebody, right?
Ski. And yes, may relax. Those drills we did today with catches on the kicks, they are dangerous to get hurt hands. Like we said, if you try to do it without moving in your body, you're going to get hurt on the kicks. The big thing is being able to tell when the kick is coming and shifting in the body at the right time. The hands and everything else is fine, but the first thing is getting that step and catching the kick. We should, if somebody did an inside hook kick to my head, I would find that disrespectful, and they should never have done that. And if they did it to me, I would be like ashamed of myself for a moment, because I should have caught that. And so when someone puts one on those, we've got to be able to take them down and make them regret doing that. And sometimes you let them get it in there, like, oh, that was nice, that was nice. And then they try it again and just pick them up, throw them down on their head. Because that's not going to work in real life, and we don't want people to think that it will work in real life. In a game of tag, kumite tag, that might be some kind of point, but it's not going to do anything out in the real world. Unless you get really, those axe kicks, maybe you can come up and hit down with your heel. But roundhouse kicks to the head, inside hook kicks to the head are very dangerous because you're putting yourself on one foot in a stretched out position, and it takes a long time. You should be able to pick that off. If you want to get your kicks in there, you got to do fakes. You got to do fakes with your hands. If somebody's teeing up on your feet, throw in some back fists, and then that'll get their hands up. Us? So it's a game of chess when you're out there with your opponent. And if somebody's just going in there with the idea of, I'm just going to do a roundhouse kick. I'm going to do a roundhouse kick. You should be able to catch that and pick it off every time. Us? Good job. See you on Thursday or Saturday. I think Barry's doing Thursday. I'm back. And,
Thank you, Sensei.
we'll be here on Saturday.
Thank you.
Let's. Close. Close one.